When table saw blades become dull or damaged, they need to be replaced. And depending on the project, you'll want to make sure you're using the right blade for the job. Follow these easy steps to change a table saw blade. The first step to selecting a new blade is to check your owner's manual to find the arbor size of your table saw. I'm going to show you how to get to the arbor in a bit. Now it's time to decide what type of blade is needed, depending on the material that is being cut and the quality of finish that is necessary. There are specific blades made for different cut speeds, cross cuts, cutting plywood, and dado stacks to cut grooves. All right, safety first. Always, the first thing you must do is disconnect the power to the table saw. It's also a good time to brush or vacuum away dust and debris. Each saw is different, so always refer to your owner's manual for the specifics of your saw for each step. To begin, slide the rip fence over to the side. Then, remove the blade guard. Next, remove any accessories. Then, remove the throat plate. Next, remove the splitting knife. And finally, remove the miter gauge. Next, raise the saw blade to its highest point to ease access to the arbor nut. Some saws come with a set of 2 wrenches, one for holding the arbor, and the other for loosening the locking nut. If the saw has no wrenches, an adjustable wrench or mechanic's wrench can be used to turn the locking nut, but these tools usually will not fit in the narrow area to hold the arbor. So push a scrap block of wood against the blade. Then turn the locking nut with the wrench. Now you can remove the nut completely. Then remove the washer. Now remove the blade. Brush away any remaining sawdust or debris and inspect the arbor for any damage. Install the new blade with the teeth pointing towards you. Put the washer and locking nut back in place. Be careful to thread the nut on properly. If it's difficult to turn, stop and try again. Tighten the nut, being careful not to strip the threads. Before returning all the guards to their places, turn the blade by hand to check that it's in straight and doesn't wobble. Also, make sure the blade is held tightly in place and isn't spinning freely on the arbor. Now it's time to replace our guards and any accessories. Let's begin with the splitting knife. Next, replace the throat plate. Now replace any accessories. Next, replace the guards. Now adjust the rip fence. Finally, replace the miter gauge. And lastly, reconnect the power to the saw. Inspect blades for broken teeth, missing carbide tips, or dull cutting edges, and discontinue use if blade is warped, bent, or cracked. If your blade is dull, you may notice rough cut surfaces, difficulty in cutting, powdery sawdust, and a friction burning smell in extreme cases. And some blades can be fixed or sharpened, while others will need to be discarded. The pitch from some wood species will leave a sticky residue that will impede performance. Dirty or gummy saw blades need to be cleaned. With your new saw blade in place, you'll be ready to get back to work on your projects. Follow these safety tips when using your table saw. Remove loose clothing, jewelry, or watches, and tie up long hair. Always wear safety glasses. Make sure the splitting knife and all guards are in place when using the saw. Use a miter gauge or crosscut sled when making crosscuts. Use a push stick to move wood past the blade. Here are the tools and materials needed. Good luck, and thanks for shopping at the Home Depot.